you need more than talent to be successful in what you do. I'm going to dare to say that a lot of motivational speakers have been lying to you. They come and they paint all of these stories about how people became successful, but they don't really tell you the real thing that you want to hear. For example, if you take Dangote, for example, you know, all his many businesses and everything, you start to think about how did this guy start up? Because this is your starting stage for many of you here. You're just students hoping to graduate and I know that all of you want to be successful. You know, does the story go back as far as his university? You know, how did he get capital to start? All of that. They always miss out some points. They'll tell you stuff like, Dangote wakes up at 5 a.m. Why are you sleeping till 8 a.m.? You know, Dangote reads 40 books. You're still on your first book. You know, they tell you all of these things just to get some money from you to buy their books or, you know, go to their YouTube page and everything. They don't tell you the real story, but that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to just tell you that your talent can get you everything you need in life. You know, I'm not a very big artist to say, but I have been successful as a rap artist for what I want for myself. So sometimes, you know, success means different things to different people. You know, some people might feel like for you to be successful, you need to live in a skyscraper in heaven, or, you know, you need to own a car that flies. That's not what success is to me. Success to me would mean just being able to afford the things that you want to and the things you need in life. You know, put your children in the best schools and, you know, never lack on bills. That's what success to me is. So, how do you use your talent to get everything that you need? A lot of people, when you see them on the field, they're playing football, or maybe they're artists and everybody's saying they're talented, they start to carry shoulder, right? They don't want to relate with people. They even start skipping school, not understanding that school is the most important thing for them to be successful. So some of the things that I will highlight, that some of the things that I think you would need, I don't know it all. I can only just give you the things that I know and how I have been successful in my own line of business. The first thing I'll talk about is hard work, right? Some people feel like because they have the skill, they can just wake up in the morning and just go to the studio and, yo, producer, wait beats now. Give me beats, hit song, hit song, hit song. And they just lace it like that. They don't feel like they have to practice. Some people on the football field, they just start kicking ball just before the match. Say, and I'm in now. Once I enter 4 goals, right? But it's okay. But when you start playing at a professional level, that's when you understand that there are many people like you. You're not special, right? There are many people that have the skill that you have, and even better. And if you don't work hard, if you don't train yourself, you might never reach your potential. I have to be careful with the way I pick words. So, for me and what I do, I think a lot of the hard work for me is here. When people hear hard work, they always think it's physical, you know, carry block, no. It's here. I do most of the hard work in my head. So sometimes when I release projects and people are saying like, yo, this project is really special, this project is really this. By the way, I just put out a project last week. So if you like rap music that is impactful, you can check that out. You know, people say I do a lot of thinking, not necessarily going to the studio every day. Because if you go to the studio every day, there's a probability that you'll just be in a circle, right? You just keep doing the same thing. You have to think about what you need to do to move forward. Another thing that is very, very important to me is patience, or what I'll call perseverance. For me, I started rapping professionally when I was, say, 12. I got my first record deal when I was 17. Um, a deal that I shouldn't have taken if I knew better. Um, and I had to wait to, you know, wait for the contract to be over before I, had to move on with my career. It's very important that you understand what you're getting into when you get to a professional level. You know, some people just sign contracts because, I mean, I can only talk from my line of business, but if you're into anything, be it baking cakes or anything, you have to understand what you're trying to do. They put a contract in front of you and they tell you that so money they'll do so amount to spend on your album, on your songs and this thing, and you just rush to sign the contract and you don't know what you're signing. Now, a lot of times you're even in the presence of lawyers, right? But the lawyers themselves don't even know how to interpret the contract. What I mean is that I'm not saying that they don't know their job. I'm saying that it takes a special kind of lawyer that you can't afford when you're just starting. You can't afford him. So it takes a special kind of lawyer to look at the contract and see it from your POV, right? So a contract is like an agreement in words, right? So verbal agreement. We have a verbal agreement first. This is what I would like you to do for me, and this is what I will do for you. Obligations, your obligations, my obligations, and then we go over to put it down in writing. But in between those writings, very smart organizations will throw in a lot of things. Now, you've been skipping school, so there are a lot of words that are just flying over your head. You've not been doing any learning, right? You've not been reading because all you thought you needed to succeed was talent, right? So now that contract has been placed in front of you. You don't know what to do with it. You're going here and there, say, Baba, help me, interpret this contract. Like, look at it now. And the guy doesn't even know your situation because that contract applies to your situation directly, not his situation. So you have to man up and be like, this contract is for me or it isn't for me. But because you've not been doing a lot of learning about contracts, a lot of research, and a lot of all of that, all you felt you needed is, I just need to be good. I just need to be talented. I just need to be better than Wiz. I hear this song now, it's better than Wiz. And you think that that's how Wiz got there. You're very wrong. There is a lot of back things that happen behind the scenes that you don't know about. First of all, I would like to walk you down a series of ways that you can understand what you want to do when you're talented. First of all, you have to make a decision. So a lot of us are multi-talented. Some of us can draw, some of us can sing, some of us can, you're good at math, you're academically brilliant, but you don't know where to focus, right? You have to make a decision. For me, I could play basketball and I could also rap. And I could play chess. But chess was not going to get me anywhere in Nigeria. Some of us, like, honestly, it's facts. Somebody sitting down in this hall might be the best thing that can happen in ice hockey. But there is no place to train. You might be a great tennis player, but everywhere is dilapidated. You don't have good training centers. This country limits you to a certain extent that you're not able to really, explore and find out a lot of the talents that you have. But regardless, everybody has some kind of talent. Your talent can be even talking. You might have a way of just talking to people that will make them understand that, this is the move you're supposed to make. So you make a decision and you say, what are the particular skills that I have that can help me develop this talent? So say I'm good at drawing, right? And I'm also good at football, and I'm confused. Do I play football or do I stick to drawing? This is when you now have to rely on some other skills that you have. So if you want to play football, you now ask yourself, like, do I have the perseverance? Can I run? Can I run really fast? Can I be 45 minutes on the pitch? Right? 90 minutes, rather. Or you ask yourself, do I have a great imagination? You know, can I paint the wildest things? You have to rely on some other things. And after you make that decision, you now ask yourself, why? Why do I want to focus on my talent? For me, it's funny that I found my purpose in 2017, 2018. And my purpose was discovering younger talents. You know. And ever since I've been able to answer that why, it's just been smooth sailing for me. You know, so I don't know what your why is, but you really need to ask yourself. As a young man that did brilliant poetry here, and he's probably saying, do I go with poetry or do I stick to school? You have to ask yourself, why? If you're going to stick to poetry, you have to answer the question, why? When you can answer that question, you can now go into your creative process because your why builds your brand. And when you build your brand around your why, it simply means that it's natural. So be it your social media posts, be it your how you appear, you know, that's your brand. It's easier when you have a brand to make whatever creative process that you're making. It's easier. So if you don't understand what I'm saying, here's what I'm saying. Me as a rapper, I have a brand of being impactful, being knowledgeable. Definitely my songs have to take that route. You know. So if you bake cakes and you have a wild imagination, it simply means that your cakes, if you're going to make a cake for me, you might make somebody with a mic or something. It's just easy to be unique when you have a brand. After you have sorted out your brand and your creative process, you now set targets for yourself. How do I achieve this? I'll use the cake example. How do I become one of the biggest cake makers in the country? How many cakes do I need to move to be able to have my own store? You now set targets. After you have set targets, you create what I like to call a go-to-market strategy. What I mean by a go-to-market strategy is, say you make Goldberg beer, but Star is already there, and you're just entering the market. Are you just going to come and say, we'll do what Star is doing and we'll sell more than them? No. Star has the market advantage. They have what I call first move advantage. You're just coming in. What are the unique things you need to do to make yourself stand out in the market? And once you can set this go-to-market strategy, and it's a great plan, I'm here to tell you that the worst that can happen is that you break even. If you follow everything that I just said, you know, I started the conversation saying that they don't tell you how these guys make it. You know, I can tell you how I made it. I might not be the biggest, I might not be the richest, but I'm paying my bills. You know, if you follow these steps, you know, sky is the limit for you. There are 3 ways to get rich quickly. They will tell you: sports, entertainment, and the third one added to it is tech. All of these things require talent. I mean, for entertainment, it's quite clear. For sports, right, you must know how to play the sport for you to participate. And for tech, even if a lot of tech is, you know, academic, you have to have a wild imagination to understand that I want to create something like Facebook. I want to create something like Twitter, you know. And all of these things overlap. For example, we use social media to push our music now. That was created by tech. Today is the Champions League final. At halftime, they're going to have a kind of like break where some performer is going to come and, you know, and perform. There is a reason why all of these things, you know, go around each other. You know, I don't want to take much of your time, but I'll give you a short story before I go off. A basketball player called Magic Johnson. He was a talented guy, just about to go pro. And basketballers usually have this thing where when they start doing well, a shoe company will approach them. They say, oh, let's make a shoe in your name. This shoe I'm wearing is CR7 shoes, Cristiano Ronaldo. Let's make a shoe in your name because we know that the fans would like to buy a shoe in your name. And they approached Magic Johnson. And that time, Nike was just starting up. They were startups, young boys just starting up. Converse was the big shoe company. And they approached Magic Johnson and Nike to approach him. And Nike couldn't pay him. So Nike said, we'll give you stock. But Converse came and said, we'll give you all of this money. Right? And he's looking at Converse like, I can see, because homie probably didn't, finish college and all of that. Just talent, all he had. I'm seeing these people, they're saying they'll give me money. I'm saying this other thing, and I can't see the money. They're saying they'll give me stock. And as the company gets valuable, so will my money or my stock get valuable. But I can't see it. And what if the company doesn't go valuable? Ladies and gentlemen, that's how Magic Johnson lost out on $1 billion. Because you can see what Nike is now. So when I tell you that you need academics, you need hard work, you need resilience, you need patience, you need perseverance to go forward in life, irregardless of how talented you are, I understand what I'm saying. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that I'm a living example of being in that boat long enough will show you where the land is. If you can stay and persevere, even in this country, as long as you understand what you're trying to do long enough, you fulfill your dream and you see where the land is. Thank you very much, TEDxBodija.